YouTube has cultivated some of the best creators in the digital age mainstream media could never replicate. But with that comes the manipulative content with the sole purpose to garner views at the expense of the audience. Some very fake and others plain problematic.
My Xbox, I'm choking him out.
Come on. Come on.
I want my Xbox!
But when the community sees a problem on the platform, many are quick to speak out. One of the most prominent figures, Ethan Klein from H3H3 Productions.
It's both of them.
Yeah.
It's both parents.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to turn.
There's nowhere to turn, and that's not even the worst of their abuse.
Ethan has gained massive credibility for pointing out ridiculous videos on the internet. By winning a landmark lawsuit against Matt Haas, some would even go as far to say that H3H3 solidified fair use and free speech for a number of creators. However, as of late, the community has begun to turn against Ethan, calling him a hypocrite, arrogant, money-hungry, and someone who throws his friends under the bus. Though Ethan does deserve some of the criticism he has been receiving, this also reveals something deeper in the drama and commentary community.
Check this out. Right there.
Whoa, did they say something controversial?
Not really. Welcome to Sec IRL, my name is Zana. So, something I've noticed recently is big drama or commentary channels being criticized. And for the sake of this video, I'm gonna lump drama channels and commentary channels up together. But basically, they're channels that talk about events that happen in the YouTube community.
Aren't you a commentary channel?
Sure, people have lumped me in that category before. I do talk about other YouTubers, so I don't know, you can classify me as whatever you want. And I'm not trying to say that I'm holier than thou because I have made negative videos in the past. I'm just saying that this is a very interesting pattern to take notice of, and I want to talk about that topic today. I'm not saying at all that these channels don't deserve the criticism. Big channels that have been criticized include Philip DeFranco, Peter Mon, Bobby Burns, and recently it's H3H3.
H3H3 Productions is composed of husband and wife Ethan and Ela Klein. While Ethan is the main subject of the videos, Ela is usually behind the camera. Their early videos were short humorous edits that made fun of pop culture, and from time to time they would create parodies.
Have you ever been to outer space? Then how do you know it's there?
What really began growing their channel, though, is their reaction videos, and in between, they would comment on how absurd the content was.
Somewhat attractive, actually. She's nice. She's a pretty girl. She's got nice teeth. I'll definitely her face, you know, to be romantic about it. Sorry, Ela. Okay.
Hey, Rain Florence here.
Alright, she's insane. Never mind.
This brought attention to a lot of problematic content on the site, like fake pranks, CSGO gambling, and the suppression of free speech from those who threaten others with legal action. All in all, though, Ethan wasn't the first to create this format, but he is a very influential figure in the commentary community that many have followed. Now, how could someone go from one of the most trusted YouTubers on the platform to one of the most criticized? I decided to speak to Dara, someone who, while making a few commentary videos himself, has a love-hate relationship with the community.
I hate almost all other commentary channels.
But most importantly, he's a fan of H3H3.
They started out as commentary and it seems like they're receiving backlash. Just overall thoughts.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, look, the first time I came across a H3H3 video, I just found it hilarious. It was kind of like, oh, here's this guy in his room, like a bit older than most YouTubers as well, who's absolutely like kind of taking the piss. He's like just shitting on people, but in an incredibly entertaining way. And you could tell he didn't take it serious. The reason I loved him was not because he was right, it's because he's entertaining. He had just such a funny, gross out kind of comedy to him. You know when he's doing this like the kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's just something, I don't know, like that's almost his trademark. There's just something funny to that type of comedy. What's happening now was inevitable. You criticize enough people, you create such high standards for other people, eventually you're going to fall flat on your face into it. I think most long-term YouTubers have come out to look very hypocritical. Because as soon as people start trawling through your content, they'll find stuff that just doesn't match up. And it's context. I mean, your opinion can change like a week later after making something, a few days later after something. With H3, yeah, he's looking like a serious hypocrite, but that's almost like the nature of his channel. The nature of his channel was to criticize people, and unfortunately, once he started turning his own criticism against himself, yeah, he looks bad, but it's not like I'm surprised.
Like I said before, Ethan does deserve some of the criticism that he is getting. And yes, this is inevitable if you're a channel that blows up because of your opinions. First, you're going to be constantly walking a tightrope with your new massive audience in hopes of keeping everyone happy and agreeing with you. This, of course, is impossible. Leafy is Here, for example, had some very harsh criticisms for cringe content on the internet. Some would even call it bullying. Despite this, his small audience subscribed for just that. After covering popular topics like Jacob Sartorius,
he looks like he's gender fluid, he looks like a f***ing lesbian,
and FouseyTube, his channel grew. This new influx of people then saw the bullying. Many YouTubers, including H3H3, criticized him for that. Eventually, he stopped uploading videos, and a lot of that can be attributed to popular opinion. In Ethan's case, he had very unpopular opinions on religion and politics, causing part of the current backlash.
From my perspective, it seems like they kind of became more serious with the podcast and things like that. And then, I don't know if you classify them as commentary channels. You know, Cody Ko, Danny Gonzalez, Drew Gooden or whatever. They sort of do commentary, but it's like kind of in a fun, like teasing, poking way.
Yeah.
And it's not taken as seriously as H3. Do you think there's a difference between those two channels?
I actually don't.
You don't? Okay.
No, I don't see a difference. I can see, I would definitely consider Danny Gonzalez and Drew Goodman, I think, or Drew Gooden, sorry. Drew Gooden as commentary channels. Yeah, like they're just better at it. You know, I think H3 was one of the best in terms of just simply making criticism entertaining. I think those guys are very entertaining as well. They're comedians, but really their subject is usually commentary and criticism.
Why do you think they aren't getting that sort of backlash though?
Because of the type of comedy they do. I think it's the way they handle the subjects. Again, like you said, it's not serious, but also because they're not as popular.
If you are going to take a more serious approach to criticism, you have to do it right. Ethan's podcast does unfortunately reveal a lot of hypocrisy and taking criticism too personally. His past content was entertaining and it felt like he was just being a troll. The same can be said for creators like Cody Ko. How he reacts is all in good fun.
I guess you're supposed to brush your teeth with hot glue?
You see the same attitude when Ethan seems to be doing a parody of Prince EA's content.
We use social media, but we're less social than ever. Isn't that ironic? Since it's called social media, but it actually makes us less social.
When he speaks about it more seriously on his podcast, though, it strikes one as being a bit hostile, and the audience senses that.
Show the attention span of the average adult today is 1 second lower than that of a goldfish.
Shut up. I guarantee you a human has more attention span than a goldfish. If you're able to test that, Prince EA. I don't know what kind of labs you're working in.
When taking this approach, you do have to detach from personal feelings. A good commentator that does this is boy in a band.
That's the kind of thing that could contribute to the statistic you referenced at the start of this video. Did you know that in 10 years, depression will be the leading cause of death? Hang on, really?
Did you know that?
The type of audience commentary channels attract also tend to be critical, so your every move will be picked apart. You aren't going to get the audience that loves you unconditionally no matter what wrongs you've done. Someone like the Paul brothers have. You taught your audience to think critically and to be careful of who you trust. It is also very likely that your viewers are subscribed to other commentary channels, and if you step on those other commentary channels' toes, who's to say they won't side with them and turn against you?
Keemstar has decided to attack iNabber, but just yesterday he got featured in a new video by Shane Dawson. As soon as Shane's video came out, Keemstar just starts hating on iNabber on his Twitter for no reason whatsoever. iNabber, horrible YouTuber that has no respect for facts. Ron, I'm in a series, iNabber is a bad YouTuber who spent 1 full year sucking off Shane by attacking Onision, or whatever his name is.
Even your transition from type of content to type of content will be picked apart. Many YouTubers who have switched to the podcast format have been welcomed by their viewers with open arms, and if their viewers don't like it, they simply don't watch it. Ethan, on the other hand, is getting criticism. You see the same critique with other commentary channels like Bobby Burns, who has seemed to stop doing commentary in favor of music and vlogs.
Bobby even made a video tearing apart Shane, and then turned his back on his actual audience in favor of Shane's audience. You became the very thing you swore to destroy.
Another thing that I noticed is that the drama channels and commentary channels that get criticized are being criticized by up-and-coming commentary channels. And I watched this whole 1 hour criticism of H3, and I'm a big H3 fan, and I thought, wow, these criticisms actually make sense and they're valid. And it got me thinking, why do bigger channels rarely criticize each other? And I think it's because that a lot of them have some rapport with each other. I don't know if I said that right. It doesn't mean that they have to be close friends, but they do work within the same MCNs or they go to the same events. So it's really weird to criticize essentially your peers. So that doesn't go on very often. Bigger commentary and drama channels are also very aware of the legal actions someone may take against you. But it does make me think, is it going to be this ongoing cycle where the audience feels like someone is finally standing up for the little guy? But then once that person blows up and becomes larger, they're not gonna think that anymore.
I think the commentary community is going to die. I seriously think that it's going that way. At least that negative toxicity, it's way oversaturated, and you need to definitely have like I think you have to have a remarkable sort of angle to your commentary channel down the line for you to be successful.
You know what's funny though? I feel like, I don't know if it's gonna die. I think people always like drama. These like toxic channels, 1 week they have 20K and then the next week they're like at 100K. I'm like, fuck, should I just be hateful now?
I know, I mean, I think both me and you have definitely struggled with this. Positivity isn't as viral. That's it. People don't want to share positivity as much as they do negativity, unfortunately. This is how I think it's going to die out. There's going to be very little entertainment value.
I guess that word can be a little bit confusing because entertainment is subjective. So by entertainment value, we simply mean kind of like effort. That doesn't sound right at all either. But kind of like, you know how H3 used to do sketches or parodies? There's going to be less of that and more of just talking and adding clips, if that makes sense. So something that you can just put out very quickly.
In negative commentary, because the people who are going to be most successful are going to be the people who simply like shit out videos really, really quickly. I think that's what's important, is like how quick you can get on a story. I think what you're going to be left with are a lot of channels who are wildly successful but are basically not very entertaining. The leafy guys, you know, real low effort videos.
You know, like in my mind, I like to think, oh, these are some super unhappy people. That's how I make myself feel better.
I agree. You know, I said it back before, but like at that point, what do you literally believe in? What do you stand for? You only hear once on this earth, like, is that the impact you want to have on people? Because if you're getting that many views, you kind of have a bit of a duty, like, you know, why not just be a bit more happy for people?
That was really profound.
Well, you see that this is a problem. I've been thinking about this way too much because I was looking down that barrel in some ways. I was like, oh God, the negative stuff does better. Like being a part of drama does way better. And, you know, like my relationship with that is not done yet. I'm still trying to fight my way through it. I'm trying to be done with the commentary community in terms of like, I don't like to watch the negative toxic stuff. Sometimes I'll click in just to kind of see what garden path they want to bring me down, and then I'll go, grand, fine, bored, turn it off. So I'm trying to be done with consuming it. I'm not necessarily done with it as a creator. Because I think I could bring more positivity to it. You know, I've come to the conclusion as well that like, if I'm ever going to do a negative video, like there has to be a good damn reason I'm being negative. I have to be very passionate about that. It has to be something I really believe in to actually criticize someone publicly.
Isn't it funny that channels that don't want to be commentary or drama channels are the ones that should be commentary or drama channels? What? Okay, so I do want to end this on a positive note because yes, I have criticized channels before and it is very necessary. I guess my gripe is channels that constantly promote bad, toxic material to their audience because it kind of reminds me of mainstream news and this fear-mongering thing that they do. But I don't know, whatever. Tell me your thoughts on it. Who are your favorite commentary channels and who are the people that you think do it right? that's the end of the video. Oh, I forgot. So go check out Dara's channel. That's the end of the video. I will see you guys next time. Stay psyched.